You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive. The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Our life is what our thoughts make it. The obstacle on the path becomes the path. Never forget, within every obstacle is an opportunity to improve. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. You become what you give your attention to. Don't live as if you have endless years ahead. Death hangs over you while you live. While it is in your power, be good. What we do now echoes in eternity. Stop wasting time worrying about what others think of you. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Look well into yourself. There's a source of strength, which will always spring up, if you will always look. He who lives in harmony with himself, lives in harmony with the universe. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. The mind adapts and converts to its own purpose is the obstacle to our acting. If someone is able to provoke you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the blessings you do possess. A man's true delight is to do the things he was made for. It is in your power to withdraw yourself whenever you desire. Perfect tranquility within consists in the good ordering of the mind. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. You will find rest nowhere except in humble acceptance of life. To live happily is an inward power of the soul. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you while you live. While it is in your power, be good. Pain is neither unbearable nor unending if you remember its limits and do not add to it in your imagination. A man's life is what his thoughts make of it. Nothing more, nothing less. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. To love only what happens, what was destined, no greater harmony. If it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. Nothing happens to any man that he is not formed by nature to bear. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Look back over the past. It's changing empires, and you can foresee the future too. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul. The best answer to anger is silence. If you seek tranquility, do less, or do what's essential. He who controls himself is mightier than he who conquers a city. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Don't waste what's left of your life worrying about others, unless it affects the common good. Remember that man lives only in the present, in this fleeting instant. Time is a river, a violent current of events, glimpsed once and carried away. Each day provides its own gifts. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Every hour be firmly resolved, as a man and a Ramang, to do what comes to hand, with perfect and simple dignity. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Remember, matter how tiny your share of it, time, how brief and fleeting your allotment of it. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. Be like the rock against which the waves continually break. It stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars, and see yourself running with them. If it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. You will meet bad people, ungrateful people, deceitful people. Let none of them harm your integrity. When you have trouble getting out of bed, remind yourself, I am rising to do the work of a man. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason that arm you today. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Receive without pride, let go without attachment. If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change, for I seek the truth. Be content to see what you really are. A man's worth is measured by the things he pursues. To understand the true quality of people, you must look into their minds, examine their pursuits and avoidances. When you have done good and another has benefited, why like a fool do you look for a third thing, credit? How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. Confine yourself to the present. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. What we do now echoes in eternity. The best way to avenge yourself is to not become like your enemy. Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. A good man does not blame others for his misfortune. To do harm is to do yourself harm. To do injustice is to do yourself injustice. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. What doesn't benefit the hive doesn't benefit the bee. When you have the power to benefit someone, why delay? Live a good life. If there are gods and they are just, they will not care how devout you have been, but how good you have been. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Men seek retreats for themselves, in the country, by the sea, in the mountains, yet you can retreat into yourself at any moment. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Thanks for listening. If you find it interesting and useful, remember to give me a like and subscribe to the channel.